Hello everyone! Welcome to another Ruse Day Tuesday. I'm your host RuthAnn Thompson of GeekChic Promotions. Sorry I ran a little late today. We had some technical difficulties, so good times. Thank you for your patience. So today, what I wanted to talk about are the CW shows that I watch. And I'm excited because last week they came back and want to talk about all the shows that happened last week with Supergirl, The Flash, Supernatural, and then the brand new show Black Lightning that I am super excited about. So let me just share this around everywhere else. So as a lot of people know, I did not grow up reading DC Comics. So I am not as well versed in DC Comics as I am in Marvel Comics. So it's been kind of fun watching the CW put on all of these new CW shows. I mean, not all that new. I mean, Arrow has been on around forever, but you know what I mean. I think it's easier in some ways for me to just sit back and enjoy it than somebody who's been a fan of DC and read all the comic books and that sort of thing. So, so hopefully, it must be my computer, or nope, looks like it's my Wi-Fi. So I apologize, guys, that I'm not getting this out to you as soon as possible. But so, and I'm going to talk about all the shows. So you guys can let me know if I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do as hard as possible not to spoil and all that, because I know that it's not fun. And of course, if you haven't caught up on last week's episodes, you could also, you know, refrain from listening. But I'll be very non-spoilery. So, I have been up and down with, let's start with Supergirl. I love the show. Honestly, like, I was not expecting as much as I got from Supergirl. I didn't read the comics, like I said. I wasn't a huge DC fan, but I really enjoyed everything that Supergirl has been and like what it's been doing and all that kind of stuff. There's been some ups and downs for sure. Hello, Brandon, welcome back. Oh, we have two Brandons. What up? Good to see both of you. As far as it comes with Supergirl, I'm really liking where it's going, and I liked our last cliffhanger. I thought was really good. I'm loving the new villain that's on there, Rain, and if you guys have any feelings on that, I really like how they've been dealing with her Supergirl's last breakup, which I guess I shouldn't talk about in case you haven't seen it. And again, chime in if you guys have seen it or have anything you want to talk about when it comes to Supergirl. But I've been really liking the design. I think it's been looking really great. I'm really liking her sister Alex and dealing with her relationships and that kind of stuff. Basically, I've been really liking the show. They've been really good. You know what they've done with the Supergirl character, which I didn't think they'd be able to do, is that Supergirl is just so good. And I feel like where a lot of live action has gone wrong is that they mistake good with kind of boring, if that makes sense. And I think that like what they've done with her is made her a really complete Supergirl, a really complete character, without like losing the fact that like all the complexities that comes with being a person, you know, in this world. Oh yes, Brandon mentioned that they jacked up Brainiac 5's look. So again, I didn't read the comic books, but I really liked how, I liked how Brainiac looked, Brainy or whatever. I thought it looked kind of cool, and like I really liked the back and forth that he had with Supergirl while he was in her kind of mindscape or whatever. I really liked that. I thought like it was kind of cute that he was a bit of a fan at first and didn't know how to just like really talk to her as a person. And I really liked the themes of this last episode of really connecting with your humanity and all that kind of stuff. And obviously that's probably how they're going to beat Rain, is by actually connecting with, you know, their humanity. But yeah, all in all, I think they've just done a really good job with Supergirl and keeping her interesting. And like I said, there's been some slip-ups here and there with Supergirl, but I'm liking this season. I like what we're coming back to. I like the themes that they're really discussing in this. Like right now, they're facing a villain that doesn't understand the difference between justice and mercy, and so I thought it was well done. So Brandon said that Brainiac's characterization is perfect, but that hair. Okay, now I'm kind of curious. Now I'm going to look up pictures of Brainiac to see what he is supposed to look like in the comics, because I'm really curious if it's just kind of out of control. And of course, Brandon, if you have one that you can comment with, that would be appreciated. But yes, all in all, I've loved Supergirl. First season was pretty much my favorite of, oh, I see. He's not supposed to have hair. Okay. That explains why it's a little weird for him to have that hair. I was fine with it. I didn't really mind it too much. It didn't bother me too much, obviously, because I did not know the comic book, so that's fine. Oh, he's supposed to be green skin and blonde. Interesting. Well, I feel like maybe it was too many green people if they had Brainiac and our boy. Nope, no pics. It's all good. It was probably just going to be too much green. I don't know. I thought the design, there's a little bit of the makeup was not great, but I think the characterization, like you said, was great of Brainiac. I think him trying to do so many things at the same time and then finally needing to cut out so he could be a part of the battle was great. Hey, Becky, what up? No, there's no Legos today, just so you know. I've given up on that. Yeah, I'm really liking Supergirl. If anybody has any other comments about this last episode, I don't want to go too far on it in case people haven't seen it. But I still like all the characters. I still like that it's able to balance being like lighthearted and still serious subjects. Unlike, I feel like Arrow is tries to be a little too dark, and I feel like The Flash is too light, and when it tries to go dark, it gets a little out of control. All right, Becky, if you send me a Supergirl Lego, I will build it, and I will build it with instructions very quickly. So, but yeah, everything about the characterization of Supergirl, I feel like they're nailing it. Again, I didn't read the comics, but I'm really liking, they're kind of not fixing things that they haven't fixed before, but I think the casting is perfect. The writing has been incredible. Supergirl has been great. Speaking of super in the title, I am very excited about Supernatural continuing. It just won't end. And what I love about Supernatural is it's been on, is this his 13th or 14th season? 13th. And it's not based on any comic book. And it's great. And I cannot tell you how excited I am for the Wayward sisters. So for those that you don't know, Supernatural has been going on forever, and it's about demon hunters, and hunters in general. They hunt pretty much everything. And now they're doing a spin-off with all the women that have kind of accumulated throughout the show who have also become hunters. And this last episode, so the first episode coming back from the break, was kind of leading you into these awesome group of women. And well, I mean, we've known them for so long, but it kind of showed them taking care of business while Sam and Dean, as usual, were caught in a different dimension and needed saving. So I don't know how you guys feel about Wayward Sisters. I am so excited. I can't wait. I don't know if they have like the release date yet. I'm going to be all over that. Okay, Brandon, I apologize. I say nothing else except for they show you that all about the Wayward Sisters. And I'm pretty stoked. And I feel like it's not just a cheesy spin-off that they're like, well, let's just make it about women. It's like, no, these are just really interesting characters that I feel like really do deserve their own spin-off. I'm pretty stoked about it. So if anybody else has any other feelings about Supernatural, I know a lot of people are catching up. I legit had never seen an episode of Supernatural until probably 6 or 7 months ago, and I just dived in really hard and watched all 12, well now 13 seasons. So you could tell I'm a bit of a fan. I like it quite a lot. Garion mentions that the new spinoff is going to be airing in some point late February. At least he thinks he read that. Yay, internet. I guess I could just Google it, but I'm afraid of how slow my internet is today. Okay, fall for that series. Okay, great. Well, there's a whole lot of awesome stuff that we have to wait for till the fall. So that and Doctor Who. Ooh, I can't wait. All right, back to CW shows. So I have yet to catch up on Riverdale. I really like Riverdale. I'm still quite a few episodes behind that, but it's a show I very much like. So I was surprised I liked it so much with its angsty teenager-ness to it, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So on back to more of DC. So on the antithesis of Supergirl, I'm a little worried about Flash. And it was funny, while watching this newest episode of Flash, I kind of realized, and like everybody's joked about this before, but even the opening monologue really nails it each time. Because each time he's like, "Hi, I'm the fastest man alive," which he isn't, because he has to fight somebody who's faster. And then my friends tried to save me, but it ended up destroying everything. I feel like that's pretty much been this theme for like a couple of seasons. Ah, gotcha. So I feel like the problem with Flash is that the characters aren't as strong as, like, let's say Supergirl or something like that. Like, everybody talks about Iris. She's just so useless. Like, there's a scene in this last episode that if she just legit just like had turned on her phone to record, she could have solved the entire problem. Like, it was very, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, and if maybe I'm just the only one, we're the Flash. Yeah, thanks, Gary. It's true. The Flash is just, I really loved the first season, or as I called it, Daddy Issues season, because it's very good, but it hit, it's basically all about daddy issues. So what's frustrating is that it's one of those, Flash is falling into that loop where it can't seem to write itself out of its problem, so it just does bad writing. So, like I said, for example, there was this last episode that we'll just say somebody's on trial, and like the bad guy is obviously framing somebody, and yada yada yada. And Iris, like at the trial, actually, like just outside of it, like confronted the person that's framing this other person and got them to confess everything. And my first instinct before I walked out there was to be like, I'm just going to hit record on my cell phone, right, BRB. And I know that, like, there's probably legal reasons that that's very illegal, but come on, like, just a little something, I don't know. But I think we've reached an interesting point because they've gotten themselves into a position where Barry is in trouble that I don't see how he's going to get out of. And it would be nice to actually try hard to get him out of it instead of, like we did at the beginning of the season, was just kind of, oh, we just invented this thing and throw a bunch of like jargon to get him out of the time stream. And it was just like, I don't really feel like, okay. So Nicholas writes, I hate that they have gotten rid of Wally and Jesse, bring in two pretty solid characters. Yeah. Oh shit, there's not a single problem that 3 speedsters can't handle. Exactly. Like, they did. I really liked Wally. So now, the smartest thing is if Wally was still around, like, he could have just taken over the Flash and there'd be legit no problems right now. Like, yes, Barry is indisposed, but he could have just been taking care of all the Flash's problems. Like, that's the only reason that the bad guy got rid of Barry is because he's the Flash. If there was another speedster, it would be fine. Yes, Jesse's spinoff would be excellent. It would be nice to see a female character on The Flash that gets meta powers that doesn't turn evil. Wouldn't that be nice? I think they're getting a little bit better with Killer Frost versus Caitlin Snow, and it's just more of a like split personality thing, but it's still really frustrating. And yeah, or unless you're a speedster, you're evil, I guess. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. And I appreciate that they've kept around the other 2 characters that I really like are, of course, Cisco and, why am I blanking on his name? The older gentleman. I need my nerd card taken away. But like those 2 characters, I really like them, but they're not using them at all, and they've just become kind of caricatures of themselves. So I really hope that the Flash kind of picks up again. I really hope it does, because I really like that show. I still watch it every week. I still watch Supergirl every week. And it actually kind of makes me like think about picking up the comic book, since I did not read. I actually, honestly, I probably own a lot of them from people giving them to me, but it makes me want to read them now. That's also a good point. Killer Frost, Gary makes an excellent point that, so basically this last episode, she was weakened by like bus stops and gravity in this episode, even though when she was, when she was full-blown evil, this is also frustrating writing to me, when she was full-blown evil, she was almost unstoppable. Like, her powers were amazing. And slowly but surely, because like Caitlin is in more control, or like they have the deal that they kind of just switch in and out every once in a while. But now Killer Frost's power are terrible. Like, they're terrible. Like, she doesn't actually, I can't think of the last episode when like she really like kicks some butt, and like she has these powers. She's very good with them. Now, I'm only nitpicking because I really wanted Flash to stay on the right path. I mean, honestly, maybe they should have just killed off Iris. Maybe I'm trolling here, but I think maybe that would have, and it's hard because I don't want another female character that's just there to die to like cause some sort of like emotional change in the lead male character, but I really don't see any other point. They need to either get on the ball and write her correctly, or I don't know. It's very frustrating to me. And again, these writing tricks that they use, like there's a point in this last episode where Barry wanted to have a conversation with somebody, and so he just ran around them really fast, and for some reason that stopped time around them. And even when the person was like, "How are you doing this?" he's like, "I don't know. Anyways, let's just have this conversation that no one else can hear because we've frozen time." It's like, okay, I get it. I'm a superhero fan. I read comic books. I watch anime. I'm a big nerd. And like, I forgive a lot of things, but you have to explain to me why it's working. Like, you have to explain to me what's going on. It's a bit too much. Oh yeah, exactly. Gary mentions that how bad Iris is, that she actually makes Felicity look cool. Oh, it's a burn. Yeah, Felicity, I feel like, was like the beginning of writing poor female characters in DC TV shows, and I feel like Iris is like a worse generation than Felicity, so it is unfortunate. Now, to switch gears into a show that I absolutely love and I cannot wait to see where it goes, is Black Lightning. Now, a lot of people that I had conversations about it before it came out, I was very concerned because it looked like a weird like knockoff of The Flash, the way that they were presenting it. But it's so good. It's so dark. I mean, it's as dark as a network TV show can be, because there's a couple points even in the first episode you'd be like, if that actually happened, there'd be a lot more blood. Like, that would be really dark. Yeah, Nicholas brought up the fact that the female characters at CW are quite, ugh. Now, I don't know, Nick, if you've seen Black Lightning, but I am so stoked. It is dark. It is not like any of the other superhero shows. Like, not at all. It's not about some angsty, like, teenager or 20-nothings that are like, just, life is so hard. Like, it's a family man. And what's great about it, too, is this is not we didn't need to see the origin of it. The origin of him is, like, something that's way in the past, and that we don't have to hash out, like, how he got the powers and this. I'm sure there'll be, like, an episode where they show or talk about it or whatever, but it just goes right into it. And it's fantastically cast, really well acted. My only note would be that I need a little more explanation about the suit. Other than that, it's incredible. Everybody needs to see the show Black Lightning. Like, it's fantastic. It deals with issues. It doesn't shy away from, like, the times that we're living in right now. It is violent, but it does, like I said, it does some pretty good tricks for a network show of, like, making, honestly, it feels like it's a Netflix show. It feels like it's a Luke Cage. It feels like it's, you know, it has a lot more grit to it. Okay, Brandon was saying he was born with his powers. Yes, but there's always an origin story of, like, how he started using it. Does that make sense? Like, we kind of skip by that. yeah, Gary agreed with me that there's so many Marvel Luke Cage vibes in there too. Yeah, and I'm shocked that DC hasn't like dipped into this pool sooner because of the success of the Marvel like Netflix shows. I don't know how, like what kind of cued it in for them. I don't know, but I'm glad it did, because this show I can rewatch that first episode again and again. Like I am pretty stoked about it. And just like even the silly moments I love like, oh, Black Lightning, my man, and like opening the door for him and stuff. It's great. The one thing too, and maybe, see, this is one superhero thing that I don't know if anybody can fix. So there's one moment in it that still to this day I'm like, would I be able to recognize somebody? Like, would I be able to recognize my father, who I speak to every day and grew up with, just because like he has a voice modulator and is wearing like a mask? Like, wouldn't I still recognize him? I feel like I would. Like, it's not like he's wearing, it's like, it's straight up his head. And I understand that there's like a lot of, it's a very stressful time and like, it's a very scary moment, but I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I put on my glasses or take off my glasses and people don't recognize me. So maybe I'm completely wrong. Yeah. So Gary was saying that it's great, but and the suit, yeah, but hey, it's still a CW show. It's true. That's basically how I felt about when I saw the suit. I was like, well, it's a CW show, so I guess like we'll just have to let it slide this time. But yeah, I wanted to see, because there was actually something cool that happened with the suit, because again, I did not read the comics, but I can see from this, it looks like his powers come from, like, he absorbs electricity and is able to then use electricity. And what was interesting about the suit is at first I thought it was just kind of like a shield of some sort, but it looks like it might be its own little power core source that it maybe can store power for when, like, he has extra power. I don't know. It just looked... the lightning bolts are a bit much. Like, I like the little accents of the blue glowy bits, but then the straight up, maybe it's the yellow. Maybe it's the yellow on the suit. There's too much. And I think maybe that's what turned me off when I saw the trailers as well, because I thought it was like a straight up rip-off. Not rip-off, but like just trying to copy off of The Flash. Okay, so Brandon says that, his daughters did recognize him. Okay, I think that would be an excellent like character thing. Because there's so much. I can't wait for the second episode, which airs tonight. I can't wait because I want to see if all those theories are true. Because it did. It looked like at least definitely the eldest sister, because she obviously saw him being Black Lightning more than the younger daughter did. That would be awesome. Yeah, Gary mentions that it's always good to avoid being shot with bright glowing parts. Just little, I don't know, reflected it with light? I don't know, we'll figure it out. I also agree with Brandon that the suit is also a little bulky. So, I don't know, who knows, maybe it's just the first, I mean, we get a lot of different versions of suits, so maybe this is just, or something will be explained, or whatever. But, there's a lot of character stuff that was really cool in this, and like, it was nice to see that the significant other of Black Lightning knew that he was Black Lightning. You know, to me, it seems absolutely silly when you have characters written that live with, love, like, spend all these years with somebody and don't know that they're the superhero. It's a bit far-fetched, but I like that she knew. I liked some of her choices as a character, and I don't want to say too much because it's a very new show. It just came out last week, so I want to give everybody a chance to see it because it's great. I really like that he is just trying to do good, you know, and when he realized that maybe Black Lightning wasn't doing good, he benched him. Or that the fact that, like, not necessarily that the superhero Black Lightning wasn't doing good, but sometimes him trying so hard to do right actually caused more harm, kind of like the Flash does. So it's nice to see, like, a character that is more mature and seen what happens, but now is stepping up to the plate. So for all of you that haven't seen it, I cannot suggest it enough to go see go see. Like, you have to go somewhere. Go on Hulu. Go on, you know, the CW app. Do it. Watch some Black Lightning because it's incredible. The music is incredible. Everything's incredible. I feel like it's a show that's needed to happen. I'm really hoping. I kind of hope that they don't try to do any crossovers with Black Lightning. I think I heard rumors that they won't. Like, they've made it so it's a completely different universe or a different Earth or something. I don't care. I kind of want him to stay as far away from the Arrowverse as possible because it gets a little messy, but I really like the show. So I'm looking forward to it. Watch it tonight. We can talk more about it next week. So this weekend, let's talk about this weekend because I'm super stoked. I'm going to be at the Anime Los Angeles in Ontario, California all weekend. I'm going to be at the Comic-Con Revolution booth, number 101. So if any of you are going to be at that con, please stop on by. And even more exciting is that Kristen and I are going to do our Nerd Rage live from the booth. Still looking at a third special guest to join us, but it's going to be super fun. So we're going to do live at the booth. So if you are either online at 3 p.m. PT on Saturday, or if you're at the show 3 p.m. Pacific time, obviously that's the time you'd be there because you'd be local. Please stop by the booth. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to animate it up. I'm super excited for the show. So thank you guys again for joining on Ruse Day Tuesday. And for most of you, I will see you on Saturday. Talk to you then.